You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks. All those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe. And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we've promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher. For you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. Earlier this afternoon, when for the first time I saw Antonia all glammed up, wearing her wedding dress, her hair and makeup immaculate, I was lost for words, a big lump in my throat. I had that same feeling nearly 28 years ago when I first held her in my arms, shortly after she was born. I'm sitting there in the matty at 4:15 in the morning, a stupid grin on my face, a tear in my eye, my emotions all over the place. My head is a jumble of thoughts, hopes, wishes, expectations, all about what the future holds for this tiny bundle of joy. From her first breath, her first smile, her first step, word, and all the other firsts in her life. Anne and I have watched Antonia grow from baby to girl to teenager to the young woman she is today. As an extremely proud dad, I had the honor and privilege of walking Antonia down the aisle on her wedding day and entrusting our wonderful daughter into the safekeeping of the man she wants to share her life with, her loving husband, Robbie. As we have come to know and like Robbie, we realize how kind and generous he is, but most importantly, he makes Antonia happy. He makes her laugh, he makes her smile. He's good for her. Anne and I are delighted to welcome Robbie into our family, and I hope he feels a big part of that family.
Would you repeat after me your marriage vows?
I, Robbie, take you, Antonia,
I, Robbie, take you, Antonia,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
in accordance with God's holy will,
in accordance with God's holy will,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
as long as we both shall live,
and to this end,
the same.
I pledge my word.
I pledge my word.
I, Antonia, take you, Robbie,
I, Antonia, take you, Robbie,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
in accordance with God's holy will,
in accordance with God's holy will,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for
for
poorer,
richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
as long as we both shall live,
as long as we both shall live.
And to this end,
And to this end,
I pledge my word.
I pledge my word.
In the light of the love that has led you here, and of the promises you have made to one another before God and before these witnesses, I now declare you to be husband and wife. Would you like to kiss each other?
Firstly, on behalf of my gorgeous wife and I, we'd like to thank everyone for coming today and making the day so special. It means a lot to have you all here. A special thank you to those who've travelled for a long distance to be here today. I know Andy's touched on it already. We've got people from England, France, Australia, and I even think a couple coming from Thailand. So firstly, I'd like to thank Anne and Andy. I know, Andy, you were pleased to have someone new to watch the football with. And Anne, you were delighted to hand over the relentless task of scratching Antonia's back. Mum and Dad, of course, I'd like to thank you both for everything you've done for me and welcome Antonia into the family.
It's an honour to be Robbie and Antonia's best man today, even though if I was asked over email. Cheers, Robs. Robbie and I go back a long time. We met when we were in nursery and went through primary school and secondary school together and have been mates ever since. So as we all know, Robbie's a bit of a mummy's boy. This will be highlighted in the next few stories. When he was about 15, one night he was sitting on his mum's knee, twirling her hair, and his grandma here turned to Robbie and said, "Is it not about time you get off your mum's knee and get some pals?" Who would have thought that a Kincorth loon who almost got expelled from school for threatening to spray paint his teacher's car, crashing his sister's car before he was 16 and allowed to drive, or standing in court full of junkies for a speeding offence would end up marrying a girl from Albine. So, can you all be upstanding for a toast, please? May your love be modern enough to survive these times, but old-fashioned enough to last. To the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Mertz.
I would like to read another poem, but this one is penned by the late Bob Marley. He's not perfect, you aren't either, and the two of you will never be perfect. But if he can make you laugh at least once, causes you to think twice, love hard when there is love to be had, because perfect guys don't exist, but there's always one guy that is perfect for you.
I couldn't do a best man speech without mentioning New Year, so I have decided to read a poem. It's called The Year by Ellie Wheeler Willicks. What can't be said in New Year rhymes that's not been said 1,000 times. The new year comes, the old year goes. We know we dream we know. We rise up laughing with delight, we lie down weeping at night. We hug the world until it stings, we curse it then and sigh for wings. We love, we woe, we woo, we wed, we wreath our brides, we shear our head. We laugh, we weep, we hope, we fear, and that's the burden of the year. Right, let's go and have a good night and Happy New Year to everyone when it comes.
Now it's on to the star of the show and my gorgeous new wife, Antonia. You look absolutely stunning today, and I want everyone to know how lucky I feel right now. Yeah. You've always been my best friend and someone who I can't live without, but it's even better now that I get to call you my wife. Jeez. Now, Antonia and I have actually known each other since around 16, but it wasn't until 2011 when we become friends through a very popular social media site. And no, it wasn't Tinder. Later that summer, after a bit of convincing, we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and from there, we haven't looked back. Antonia is one of the most caring, thoughtful, funny, outgoing, and like myself, stubborn people I know. You make me smile every day, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I'd like everybody to please be upstanding. And to raise a glass to my wife, Mrs. Antonia Mearns, and all the best for 2018.
To both of you, love one another, look after each other, listen to each other, support and be there for each other. Toast is Antonia and Robbie. I now ask you all to please stand and raise your glasses. Antonia and Robbie.